Good afternoon, friends. I'm Nancy Thompson with Create with Nancy, and let's just say technical difficulties today. Oh boy. Anyway, so I'm here live. I'm not sure if my streaming software made me schedule it in advance, so I don't know if I'm live or not. So let me just check. It might not go live until 3:30. So yeah, must be a new feature or something, or an update that I wasn't aware of. So I'm gonna just check to see if I'm live, and I know I'm late because of that. So I'm Nancy Thompson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Skinny Atlas, New York. Yeah, it looks like I'm here. Okay, so anyway, so if you're joining in, come on in and say hello. Let me know where you're from. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and on YouTube and ring that bell so you get notified the next time I'm live, which is usually at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays and Friday on YouTube, and Wednesdays 3 p.m. only on Facebook. So let's get started. If you're catching the replay, I hope you enjoy this card. It's we're using the new Everyday Arches dies, which are an online exclusive. You know, they've been out for a while. I'm trying to think when they got released. I don't know if it was January. I want to say January. Okay. And I'm just getting around to using them, and I'm in love with them. But right now they're unavailable, okay, until I think May. So, but I've got an alternative using the Countryside Corners dies, which are on the last chance list, and they are still available at this moment, okay? I'm not sure if it said low inventory or not. So let's get started, and let's see. Before I get started, I do have to share some sad news with you all. Here is our beloved dog Cooper. He crossed over the Rainbow Bridge last night, and we are definitely going to miss that poor little fella. He was 15 years old, and such a joy and lots of great memories we've had with him. So today's been a rough day so far. So anyways, but let's get to making cards before I cry, okay? So this is, what do I want to start with? So we're going to use the stamp set Everyday Details, okay? It's a retiring stamp set as well, and I'm pulling out stuff I haven't used and should have been using right along. So we're going to use this image today, or the teacup could be used as well. It's a beautiful stamp set, and it's great for coloring if you love to color, okay? And then we're also using keeping tabs, and I just looked. I think this is probably all sold out now from what I could see, but I'm not seeing it on being available in the online store. But it was great for these little type words and everything, okay? We're going to still use that though. But here are the Everyday Arches. These are nesting inside each other, so I think these will be back in stock. I think they're just a really fun arch, and they nest so well. And we are going to use the 3rd and the 5th largest ones, okay? Because we want a little bit of space in between these dies so you can see the layer underneath, okay? So sometimes it's great to skip one so you get a little bit more showing, and you'll see that in a minute, okay? So these are a lot of great fun. And then, as I said, you could use the Countryside Corners dies as an alternative, all right? We're going to make a card with these two, and we're also using the exposed brick embossing folder. This carried over into the next catalog, which I'm thrilled about. This gives great texture all the time. It gives it that distressed brick look, okay? So this is a great embossing folder. And then here's the Countryside in designer paper. This is on sale too for $10 a package. It's 12 by 12, and if you love blues, this is a great set of paper, collection of paper to have in your stash to keep creating with, okay? So that's what we're using today. So let me move a few things out of my mess my my desk is super messy. So we're also using some Stampin' Blends today. We're going to use Old Olive, some light balmy blue, and I've got a dark boho, and that's retiring. Okay, if you didn't, once boho retires, Night of Navy would work great. Misty Moonlight as well, and then we're also using Smoky Slate blends as well. So some nice soft neutral type tone colors. Okay, we're first going to start out our first card where I've already embossed a 4 1/4 piece of cardstock, basic white cardstock. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. So a quarter sheet of cardstock. I'm going to emboss the whole thing. I like embossing a quarter layer so you can adhere it directly on top of your card front, okay? Versus putting this in, because sometimes it's hard to get this, you know, card base if you just do this and put it through the embossing folder. And it also breaks down the fibers a little bit as well. So this really strengthens up your card base, okay? So we're going to simply just adhere this to our card base. And hopefully people are joining in and catching me because I am way off base today. Okay, maybe they're going to see the 3:30 and not come back till then. So, okay, so we're going to adhere this to our card base. And I've got to trim a little bit. Sometimes your cutting is not always, you know, the same. I think it depends on if I'm using a different trimmer for one of the layers, then it does get off. Okay, let's give that a little bit of a trim there. And there we go. So our next thing is, I've already die cut, as I said, we were using the 2 layers of arches. So you see how it creates, you know, by skipping one, you create an easy border for that arch. Okay, so let's adhere this to our card front. And let's do this. And all the papers in this collection really, you know, you can mix and match them up and just play around. I do like to have one of the layers, either one's got to be a contrast, you know, they need to contrast each other, okay? You can't like have 2 dark layers together. It needs to be a dark and a lighter layer, or a different color or something. You know, you need to have that contrasting in layers to create a good visual effect. Okay, so there we go. All right, I went and colored my image here with, I used the light balmy blue on the flowers and then highlighted with the dark boho blue right there, and then smoky slate on the vase there, or the pot, I guess. And I did only use dark old olive on the leaves, and that was it. Simple and easy. We're going to add some ribbon. We're going to use some silver and white sheer ribbon, and I believe this has carried over. I'm still kind of like working at my list as to what's carrying over and what has fully retired. So we're going to do a zigzag of ribbon. I'm calling it a zigzag of ribbon, okay? So I like to use a little bit of tear tape. This just holds it in place, makes it super easy. Sometimes it's better, it's okay to put it on here, but we're going to add dimensionals to our flowers, so didn't really want to add it there. I didn't measure this ahead of time, but normally like 12 inches of ribbon is generally sufficient. It all just kind of depends on your image as well. So this is just as easy too to do like a zigzag. Let me zoom in a little bit more there. To do like a zigzag with it and just leave it attached. I like to put my finger here and kind of create a loop where I want that zigzag to end. Okay, so it looks nice and even. And before I trim it, I'm going to just kind of look at that with my image. I think I can make my loop there a little bit smaller. And with the tear tape, it picks up easily and close, you know, you can readjust it and it'll adhere back down. Okay, I think that looks great. So let's bring in some dimensionals here. And let's add some dimensionals to our fussy cut image here. Got some little areas here that I want to do that with. Got one here I want to use up. Let's put some, I know I'm probably going excessive on the dimensionals, but that's okay. Okay, we got our dimensionals on, and now we're going to do this. Didn't add like dimensionals underneath this layer. You know, sometimes a lot of dimensionals is too much. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Let's just add this right there. All right, isn't that just beautiful? Look at that, just beautiful, I think. So we're gonna add some jewels, okay? I love these iridescent pearls. I just think these really bring some life to our project here. So let's grab, I think we're gonna just use like the middle size on this flower, and then the smallest ones on these 3 flowers right here. There we go. Okay, and I'd say that looks done. I forgot to cut. I would go back and add some designer paper to the inside here as well, but when you pair that with an envelope, it just looks simply gorgeous. Okay, so let's see what it looks like with those hexagon dies. Okay, or the, not hexagon, oh, the countryside corners dies, righto? Okay, so let's, I've already embossed my exposed brick here, and let's add this to our card base. There we go. And add this. So let me know also if you're watching the replay, if you're doing your embossing like this on a quarter sheet. Hi guys, you're joining in. Hi Elaine. See, I went live. I don't know. I had trouble with my streaming service. It made me pick a time like in the future, and that's never happened before. But I still went live. So how are you doing? Thanks, Elaine. Okay, so we've got our card base, and I've already die cut some of these countryside corner dies. Remember, these are on sale for $19.60. They are normally a $28 price, and these, well, that's not what I wanted to do. And here's where you can go and order at my website, and this is the last time, like this host code is going away forever in just a few more days. So what is today? Today's the 9th. It will go away on the 11th for me. I'm closing out any orders on the 11th. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to attach this, and we'll do another one. So I've chosen different patterns. So here's my dark, and now here's my lighter contrast paper. There we go. And we're gonna do, you know what, I think this time, maybe we will, no, we'll do the ribbon. I like how the ribbon just gives it more of a dimension. So let's add another piece of tear tape here. There we go. Let's do this. And we'll start off, put our finger there to make a loop. Do another finger. This is one and only time you can give a finger. Okay, there we go. And let's add some more dimensionals. Let's see, here's my minis. Like having to use minis, so have at least one package of minis on hand. Because sometimes it's just, you don't have to cut them and get your scissors all gunky glue. At least that's what I find. Okay, let's add another one right there. Alrighty. So you could do a lot of these, like mass produce these and just get a ton of these on hand. You know what I forgot? I forgot a greeting. So we need to do a greeting. We will add that in just a second. We forgot that. There we go. Let's just add this. Let's go down a little bit more. Here we go. We have sunshine today, still cooler temperatures, and the snow has melted because we had snow overnight. Yikes. We could definitely, I'm ready for, you know, summer, spring to happen here. Here we go. Let's do this, this. Okay, let's do a greeting. I've got some paper here somewhere. Here we go. So I just have a 1/2-inch strip here, and we're going to use that happy birthday greeting, okay, from the keeping tabs. So let's grab some Memento ink, and let's stamp this. We're going to stamp it twice because we need to. Well, that was crooked. So these are just little scraps I save when I'm cutting up for a card. Let's do one more. See which ones look the best. I think the last two look the best. Okay. Hi, Charlotte. Thanks, Charlotte. Hi, Shirley. You guys, you must have joined in at 3:30, right? So sorry for the mix-up. Things were glitchy with my streaming software today for some reason. So I'm going to have to do a little research as to why. Okay. There we go. We're just going to keep it simple. We're going to just, I just angled the words on with my scissors just to create an angle on there. And we can call this good, right? Okay, so let's add just a little bit of glue. We're going to just add it right here. We did this card at my team meeting this past weekend and at my club as well. My club made this card and they loved it. So let's do this and I'll just add that there. Okay, we can call that good. And here's a beautiful envelope right there. So you could really do this with any designer paper you have in your stash. Let's look at a couple other designs that I made up. Put my glue bottle on, and so here's this design right there. You know, just and don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter if you're not a subscriber, so you're up to date on the latest classes and specials going on with Stampin' Up, because there's lots of stuff that's happening right now, because there's a new catalog coming soon, etc. Okay, here's this beautiful one right here. Here's this one. You know, I love like having like the dark, you know, it's just, this one's got stripes on the background. I just think this is pretty. And then here, I've got the stripes on the bottom layer with that fun paisley type look there. I think these would make great, you know, I did sympathy card. Oh yeah. And this looks great, I think, with the bow on this one. I forgot to say that because of the dark contrast on the top layer. I think the lighter, it's kind of, the floral image kind of blends in a little too much. And then here's this one right here. So just fun. I just had a fun time creating with these. I want to keep stamping, right? Hi, Margaret. Thank you. You like the loop-de-loops? I know. I call it my zigzag bow. So anyway, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this. My hair is a mess right now. And we will see you. Come back on Friday, okay? On YouTube. I'll be on YouTube. Fingers crossed that I figure out what happened with today. And we are going to turn these arches into a fun fold, okay? Really cool, easy way to highlight the arches. And I haven't made one yet with the Countryside Corners dies yet. So I kind of ran out of time this morning. So anyways, so come back on Friday on YouTube to see some more beautiful creations. And if you need anything, make sure you head to my website and you can order any supplies you need there. And we will see you soon. Keep creating. Hopefully you felt inspired today to create and share your beautiful creations with others, because that's what makes our world a better place. Okay. All right. Thanks everybody. Have an awesome day. Enjoy the sunshine if you have sunshine. And hopefully I think we're getting rain or something tomorrow. So anyways, which is good. I need that salt back off the roads again. It's time for that car to come out and enjoy some summertime fun with it. So have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.